All right, it's One-Eyed Jacks here, and I'm working on the eugenics, the last part of the eugenics video. It's coming out really good. The whole Jerry Lewis thing Jerry Lewis is tied into it because we have Lewis Carroll and we have Jerome David Salinger. So there's our Jerry Lewis, and of course Jerry is Mr. MD, muscular dystrophy. So MD is also an acronym, a nickname for doctor. So of course all the doctors are part of the clue. But I am not done with it. It's really good. But I ran into something else today. And if you've been following this puzzle and you know all the different categories that I've gone over with, this is going to blow your mind. And the category in this one is gold. So let's just make a list so that you have gold. So what words can you make with gold? Well, you can make gold ring, you can make gold chain, you can make gold finger, you can make golden gun, you can make what else here? The gold room. You can make the gold medal itself. You can make gold dust, a very famous casino. In Austin Powers, you have Midas 21 as the meteor that's coming. So Midas 21 is the god that's associated with gold. You can have gold is measured in carats. You have 12 and 24 carats. I mean, that is good. You got to like that one. Carats, 12 and 24 carats. So this is our bunnies tie-in. Okay. And then you can have gold member. So gold member is a tie-in to penises. I mean, this is our category of Dick Nixon and Peter Sellers and Johnson, Lyndon Johnson, and Woody Strode, and James Woods, and Adams probe, the Peters projection. So these are all the hidden subliminal penis jokes that are in Kubrick's puzzle. So you needed a way to connect the metal gold to a penis. It was like the one thing that was missing in this category. So they named the movie Gold Member. Okay, so let's go up to the top now. Golden ring. We have going to a wedding in Full Metal Jacket. We have ring crater on the Apollo 15 landing map. We have chain crater on the Apollo 15 landing map. So chain is a link to a lot of these things are a chain link. I mentioned before there's a category of barrel of monkeys. Well, a barrel of monkeys is a child's game, and you actually chain link the little monkeys together, and you try to link them as long as you can make them. So this chain thing is the chain smoking and the chain link of a barrel of monkeys and the gold chain. So let's go down to the next one. So gold finger, we have the people with missing hands, missing arms, missing eyes, missing ears, missing nose. That's Tycho. Missing. The only one in the puzzle, the only two people in the puzzle that are missing their noses are Tycho and Michael Jackson, the last Moonwalker. So we're given we didn't have a category of fingers, but there are people in this puzzle that are missing partial parts of their fingers. We have the man with the golden gun. So we have the barrel. And he put both barrels in his mouth, and we have the trigger, the horse. So Roy Rogers' horse is Trigger. So we have Roger Chaffee, and there's a bunch of Rogers in the puzzle. And you have barrel, trigger, magazine. So magazine is all the alchemical interviews Kubrick does with Rolling Stone magazine and Kubrick puts alchemical pictures in when he works for Look magazine, and we also have the Playboy Bunny magazine, and so we have the magazine, and we have 7.62 millimeter 308 Winchester ball ammo, and we're given the Bushmaster 223, so we have the 223 Winchester. And what's it? Barrel trigger. We have Gary Lockwood. A lock is a part of a weapon. You have the lock and the wood stock. So you have Lockwood, and then you have Woodstock is the sticker that's on Danny's door. It's a Peanuts. You're nuts. It's a Peanuts character. And of course we have the Snoopy and Charlie Brown capsules, but they don't fit into the gun category. And of course we have barrels in a gun, so we're looking for barrels, and we have 12 gauge shotguns, and we have 16 gauge shotguns, and a nickname for a 16 gauge shotgun is a Sweet 16. So on Apollo 16 they nicknamed the capsule the Sweet 16. Shotguns come in over and under. So you got the Overlook, you got an Eagle is 2 under par. And so you got 12 of 16 gauge. Once again, we got gauges. It's a gauge. Chains, gold chains, come in gauges. Rings. You use a ring gauge. Ring crater. Apollo 15. This is what you use to measure what ring size you have. So if you're going to get married, you might need to use a ring gauge. Because you're going to a wedding. And of course you have, I didn't even put it here, but you have diamond crater, So you're going to have to buy a diamond ring crater. Not that diamond is it's not necessarily in the gold category, but it's certainly related. You get the diamond, the gold, the ring. You have the diamond, and of course you have the Minotaur myth. You have the Royal Corona. So it's a Royal Corona. It's loaded with gems all over it. So gems. So let's go down. So we have a ring. We have a ring gauge, gold ring. You use a ring gauge to measure your finger for your new gold ring. We have diamonds are measured in carats, just like. And the gold chain, it's measured in what gauge chain you have. Gold finger, we have the missing hands, missing arms, missing eyes, missing ears, missing nose. The rare category, it's one single thing. You only have one nose and you're missing it. You have the man with the golden gun. So you have the gun category. This is your rifle, this is your gun, this one's for fighting, this one's for fun. And of course, you have and there's a bunch of guns in here. We have the BB gun. This is the Red Ryder. I'm not going to go over all of them, but this one's an obvious one. So it's the BB King Red Ryder is what you're looking for. And of course, it's another ball. Of course, it's a steel ball. So we go through all these, and we have all these. We have the gauges again, 12 gauge. We have the gold room. So this is a place. This is a specific place. So in the instance of the gold room, it's the Biltmore, Arizona. So he's pointing us to specific places with this. So this is the chain category. This is the missing appendage category. This is the ring category. Remember, Saturn has rings. The Bell telephone rings. The ring of truth. Gold is a metal. We had mercury. We had the horse silver. We have fluoride. We have plutonium. Gold dust. It's a casino. So here's our cards tie-in to gold. We have in Austin Powers, he talks about the Midas 21 asteroid made of solid gold. Well, Midas is associated with the element gold. And, you have 12 and 24 karat gold. So it's carats. There's your bunnies tie-in. And then the last one, which is really the, I haven't even, I found this 5 minutes ago, so these are not really fleshed out yet. I'm sure it's going to get a lot longer than this, but these ones are so obvious. It's like being hit in the head with a fucking bone club. So we got, the gold member. So the only thing we didn't have in the gold category was a golden penis, and that's our penis category. So we have penis, Dick, Peter, Johnson, Woody, Woods, all the connections. Mine shaft. What else? Woody. And in the movie Austin Powers, he's got the penis pump. So you've got the barrel of the penis pump. It's pretty funny. So, what are the odds on that this thing is fitting all the categories? And there's gauges everywhere. So we got a gauge here with the ring. We've got, and there might be something to do with I don't know if they gauge anything in diamonds. I have to find out. You have chains or gauges. If you're measuring your finger with a finger ring gauge up here, your gold finger can be measured with a gauge. So that's 3 gauges right there. 1, 2, 3. The golden gun barrel, we got the 12 and 16 gauge shotguns. He put both barrels of a shotgun in his mouth. We have the over and under shotgun. Overlook, undersea. Undersea as in water, we're talking. With the BB, the Red Ryder BB gun that we see with Crazy Earl. Why is Crazy Earl carrying a Red Ryder BB gun in Vietnam? That makes no sense. And of course, it's lever action, and it's copied. It's a copy of a Winchester 77, I believe, and it's a repeater. It's one of the first. It's the first repeating. Well, not the first, but the first mass-produced repeating rifle, and it kills a lot of people in the West and everywhere, pretty much. We have our place connection. So in this case, it's the Arizona Biltmore. This is where JFK used to hang out as a young man. He used to take Marilyn Monroe there, I believe, and she used to hang out at the Biltmore in her bikini, and of course the hotel has an association with Frank Lloyd Wright. Frank Lloyd Wright creates the blocks, the Mayan-inspired blocks that they build the Biltmore out of. And the only thing that Frank Lloyd Wright actually does build at the Biltmore is the 3 sprites. Oh, the 3 sprites statue. And I think that's our connection into 3 women in the movie, but I'm not 100% on that one. But a sprite, you have the snow sprite in The Shining, and Frank Lloyd Wright makes the 3 sprite statue. He does not make this hotel, though, the Arizona Biltmore. He just makes the blocks that make this hotel. He does make the Ennis house, which we see in Blade Runner. So we're using architects as well, and I am known less than nothing about architects. And then we have the gold medal. So you have the mercury program and the fluoride and the silver, the horse, and sterling, Hayden, and you have Dave Bowman, Apollo, and a sterling silver bow. So there's all kinds of metal clues in here, and so here's our, here's the gold dust. This is our cards, gambling. Remember in Dr. Strangelove, they fashion the table that they meet around, and they cover it with green felt, and the felt is used for for gambling tables, is what they cover it with. Even though the movie's filmed in black and white, Kubrick mentions they used card felt for the table. So it's like a big circular gambling table that they meet at, for all these things they want to do. And so we have all the, you have Johnny Carson, king of late night, and you have Anne Margaret, Queen of Vegas, and Billie Jean King and Stephen King, and I've made lists of these cards thing. It's so overwhelming. It would be 2 pages of cards clues. So this is the Bone Club category. You're being slammed over the head with the jackhammer. And then once again the gold member. So this is the whole penis. You know, you had the little shower head and the big shower head. You're using your little shower head right now, and you're just coming up with all the cute names for all your probe and your Peter and your wood and your shaft and whatever else. So what else? And that, okay, let's keep going here. I didn't even get halfway through them. The gold bug. Okay, so the gold bug is Poe. It's his book. So you have Edgar Allan, and you have Edgar Mitchell. He's hiding this stuff everywhere. You have the yellow beetle that Jack drives. So this is the gold bug. And of course, it's an insect. And it's a crawler. And it's a flyer. And the scarab beetle pushes a ball of shit around everywhere it goes, and then it lays its eggs in it. So the analogy here is we're looking for the scarab beetle. NASA and Apollo and all that they were pushing the ball of shit all around and laying eggs in it, just like the scarab beetle. That's my interpretation. I may be crazy, but that makes sense. And they're still pushing the ball around, planting eggs in it. So, the gold beetle is still going. What was the other one here? Oh, so then you have, okay, let me not stop there. So you got the gold beetle. This is a vehicle. So every category has to hit all these. So here's our vehicle. It's the yellow beetle, the gold bug. And we have the gold bug is an insect. Okay. So we have the hornet +3. It makes nests. It has a Stinger missile. So then you have all the insects. You have Queen of the Bees is Marie Windsor is Queen of the Bees, or Queen of the Bee, and Lucille Ball is Queen of the Bees. So you have a bee and a bees. And so we have these insects that are poisonous, and there's a category of ants. I'm not going to get into them right now. So this is one thing from that movie, Goldmember. What are the odds on that it's hitting the gauge, thing? It's hitting the golden gun, the golden, the missing appendage. This is also, by the way, Goldmember is a missing appendage because he loses his gold member. He loses his member in an unfortunate smelting accident. And of course, he's from the Netherlands, just like the petrified moon rock. So, this is, if you can't see this, if you cannot see this right here, I don't know what to tell you. This is as obvious as, this is why Michael Myers, by the way, Michael Myers is the name of the killer in the first movie that Jamie Lee Curtis is in, entitled Halloween, the First Day at the Overlook. So this thing is woven together 6 ways till Sunday. And so now you know why Michael Myers is all done in Hollywood, because he got too overt. And he tied the missing category, the one missing category that was gone, was the golden penis, and he's got it. There it is. And that's it, guys. I'm gonna post the eugenics category in a few days. I'm not done with it. It's so much friggin' work. I got to do more research, but carpe diem, guys. I hope you like this. If you understand, if you've been following this puzzle, you're gonna know what this means. And if you haven't, it's not gonna make any sense to you. So stop watching.